hinges work? Well, it's up there for sure.
Holy cow, it's tall.
So I'm 5'10", so definitely 7 feet.
I feel like I didn't picture 7 feet being that tall, but I'm really glad we didn't do 8 feet.
No, yeah, 8 feet would have been too much. Flip.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, well. Blooper reel.
Hi, so today it is finally springtime in Idaho, and
Welcome to April.
yeah, it's April, which is so nice because we can be in like shorts and t-shirts and all that fun stuff. But
kind of perfect weather, so
yeah, ideal weather.
Yeah.
But we are currently building something. We have a wedding expo in the next like 2 weekends.
Yeah, it's coming up so quick.
We've known about it for a really long time, but we realized that it's 10 days away and we have so much to get done.
Yeah.
So we're currently building our like backdrop for our booth, which is going to be really cool. I hope it turns out really cool.
I'm excited about it.
This is the main big project here, so we need to get started on this. So let's go.
All right, let's cut some.
Let's go. So we have all the bottom sized right now. We just obviously need to screw it in, and now we're figuring out the top half. So we didn't explain this, but the backdrop is going to, it's made out of all wood, and it's going to fold in half, so it's easier to like one store and transport. So we're figuring out the top half because they have to be in 2 different frames because they're folding.
Yeah.
So
because of that, we're trying to figure out the height and exact placement of the studs that we want to do.
yeah, because we're putting 3 shelves on it for 3 different photos, and then our logo up top. So
Not sure if we want to do 2 studs on bottom or the 2 studs on top, or if we want to go 3 on bottom and then the 2 on top.
I think it'll be fine.
Needing to support a ton of weight.
No, it's just picture
plywood
frames.
that's gonna go on top that we already cut into 1-foot sections.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna paint over that.
And then it's just holding the shelf that we're making, which is going to be light, and a frame. So it's not going to be crazy.
Having fun there?
Yes, but I am. Okay, so we decided that we were going to give you some sizing and dimensions. So in case you guys want to build it yourself, we already did the work, so you don't have to figure out all of the, like, you know,
All the fun details.
details
Yeah.
that are not so fun to figure out. Our square basically is 7 by 7. So that means that our boards for here, the bottom, top, and the 2 middle pieces are 7 foot long, but we took 2x4s that were 8 feet long and cut off a foot.
Yeah, and so we're making it 2 frames just so that we could store it, flip it, and all that, which
Fold
I
it in
think we
half.
already mentioned, maybe.
Yeah.
But what actually happens here and for these other boards, this is a 4-foot frame, so we had to cut these to 3 feet 9 inches so that it would fit up perfectly. So that happens all there, and at the very top for us, we made a shorter 3-foot frame. So those boards are going to be 2 feet 9 inches. And then what we actually did, because we had 8 feet originally, we cut those on the left side and the right side, and this is what we ended up with in the middle. So from that, where we could actually place it is right here, just for more structure with the studs, or if we're going to put in more shelving, that we have a place for it, just to help structurally. So.
And then plywood for the pieces on top to kind of look like the shiplap look. So now we are sanding, don't mind my little eggs from Easter, but we are sanding the plywood just so we don't get splinters.
And it actually, the P60 is helping so much, like it's
bringing
smoother.
out,
I only
yeah.
did this section and it's way smoother, so.
It's also bringing out the like grain in it. Babe,
That's a lot.
you are way too dusty.
Actually. Wow.
I told you, we're definitely showering tonight.
Nah.
Yeah.
Showers.
This one actually looks really good though.
Yeah, so this one had a ton of
Writing?
black writing on it. Like, at this point, it almost looks blue right here. So that's how like much it came down. And it was like very clear writing. I showed that before and after, but it was all the way through here. Got a ton of this out. So,
looks good.
Yeah.
Ow, ow.
So what I think we're figuring out pretty quickly is that these rollers are putting way too much paint on it at one time, and it's like painting a normal wall that you want to cover completely.
Which whitewash is normally with a brush like this. So that's what we're gonna have to end up doing to all of them. But then Chris is having to go back with a grocery bag, and then he's taking this brush and kind of like dabbing it on over the knots in the wood and do the knots that way. They actually get shown through the paint, because otherwise they just get covered up and there's no texture there at all.
So we're trying to pull away the paint right here.
You have so much paint on you.
I have a lot of paint on me.
Oh, my legs hurt going like this. Finger.
And then ultimately I'm trying to pull out the paint away from the circle too with my fingers or the grocery bag. That way we're seeing the most color left in it.
Basically I'm painting around each knot and he's going back through and painting the knots, but like lightly. Your fingers are cracking me up.
They're so bad. So we still need a little bit here, but now the color is so much nicer.
There.
Flip.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, blooper reel. So we need to get the hinges on there. We need to do the casters, which are the wheels.
We also need to cut the sides.
Cut the sides.
So it's flush, because the end's right here. So.
I am loving the details in the knots.
I know,
like,
I really
it looks
love these
so
too.
nice. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Even like this one, it like caves in. There's one more. This one, which is pretty nice. And then like the texture of it is awesome. So, highly suggest doing it this way.
We definitely almost didn't cut the plywood because we were like, oh, well, I guess we could just do 2 sheets. No. Cut the plywood.
Cut the plywood.
Because otherwise it would look stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Plus, there's like a little bit of holes within it, like right here that you could tell, which actually adds a nice element. So
yeah, gives the character.
Yeah, we're gonna say peace out, home scout, for tonight, and
It's
we'll
10
be
o'clock.
back.
I want to shower and go to bed.
It's like 10:15, so
yeah.
We'll be back sometime tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, night.
Night.
Bye.
All right, so our favorite part about this is the knots. All throughout where we kept the whitewash a little bit less so that we could actually see it. So because of that, we wanted to play around with the boards so that everything is not in an exact straight line because it originally was. So with that, these boards, the plywood was originally 8 feet long. We're gonna cut the edges off of them. These 2 right here are actually flush, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. But we have an entire foot to play with, so you might want to do the same when you do this project.
Okay, so basically we had to figure out a way for it to be able to wheel around, and also the wheels have enough like support that it's not gonna like tip over or anything. So we ended up cutting out this triangle. This is from the longest point is 23.5 inches, and then the angle is a 30 degree angle, and then it basically just fits together like that. And then we are gonna take this, we still need to cut it, but we're putting it at about 27 3/4. That way it's going to connect to the bottom of it, and then the backdrop is gonna sit on this point. And that way it has on the bottom enough room that we can screw in, bolt in the wheels. So we'll have a wheel here and a wheel here. We're doing that on both sides. Okay, so we basically just did both triangles. We still need to do the wheels and everything, but hopefully these are going to help keep it stable and up. Instead of doing I'm pretty sure they're called pilot holes where they're at the angle, we talked to Chris's dad and he said these are pretty sturdy. So basically you take a hammer and you just get out some aggression on these things. Kind of looks like it, they're all dented up, but they have all these spikes, so they're really, really sharp. But they go in and we have them on this side and on the other side, all three, all the way around. So these are gonna be very sturdy.
Hinges work?
Pin two.
So there's 6 hinges. We'll see if it
We actually
is gonna carry the weight.
We started out with 3 hinges and then we realized that they were too big. Like one of the screws wouldn't screw in, so then we went and got these and ended up getting 6. And I'm glad we got 6.
Yeah.
Because this thing is heavy. Heads up, it's heavy. So yeah.
So let's flip it.
Flip it?
Yeah. Flip it up. Here.
I'm scared. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm scared. There's so much pressure on these.
Yeah, this is heavy. Well, it's up there for sure.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's tall.
So I'm 5'10", so definitely 7 feet.
I feel like I didn't picture 7 feet being that tall, but I'm really glad we didn't do 8 feet.
No, yeah, 8 feet would have been too much. So we'll lock it in with the bolts that we got so that it's secure and not fall backwards. But honestly, this is so heavy and front heavy that's leaning towards us.
Yeah, he has to like hold it so it doesn't fall over. So now we have to figure out the wheel situation. Is that going to keep it up?
I think so, but
I hope so.
it's pretty wobbly right now.
Okay, so we didn't end up filming us putting on the legs because we didn't have enough hands to film. But we basically made the triangle and then put this, we originally started with a 2x4, but it wasn't wide enough. So we ended up getting a 2x6 instead. And it's definitely more sturdy with that. We connected it to the triangle by screwing it in on the bottom and then connected it to the backdrop by bolting in 2 bolts up here and then 1 going in through the bottom of it instead of right here, because right here we have some screws that were in the way. But one last thing that we haven't shown you guys yet is we created and built this foldable ladder system to highlight all of our photos for this expo. We still have to put our little clips on there so the photos don't fall off. But other than that, it's pretty much done. And then the last thing for our backdrop that we have to do is our shelving, put our logo on there, and it's all done. So we've been really bad about this lately, but
Peace out, Home Scout. We'll see you in the next one.